The reason for my starting a diary is that I have no real friend. In spite of everything, I still believe that people are really good at heart. Laziness may appear attractive, but work gives satisfaction. Crying can bring relief, as long as you don't cry alone. The final forming of a person's character lies in their own hands. Boys will be boys. And even that wouldn't matter, if only we could prevent girls from being girls. There's something happening every day, but I'm too tired and lazy to write it all down. Deep down, the young are lonelier than the old. The weak fall, but the strong will remain and never go under. Memories mean more to me than dresses. If I'm engrossed in a book, I have to rearrange my thoughts before I can mingle with other people, because otherwise, they might think I was strange. It is becoming a bad dream in the daytime, as well as at night. I see him nearly all the time and can't get at him. I mustn't show anything, must remain gay, while I'm really in despair. Dead people receive more flowers than the living ones, because regret is stronger than gratitude. Leave me in peace. Let me sleep one night at least without my pillow being wet with tears, my eyes burning and my head throbbing. Anyhow, I've learned one thing now. You only really get to know people when you've had a jolly good row with them. Then and then only can you judge their true characters. The weak die out and the strong will survive, and will live on forever. How wonderful it is that nobody need wait a single moment before starting to improve the world. I don't have much in the way of money or worldly possessions. I'm not beautiful, intelligent or clever, but I'm happy, and I intend to stay that way. I was born happy. I love people. I have a trusting nature, and I'd like everyone else to be happy too. I wonder if anyone can ever succeed in making their children content. But I've slammed the door to my inner self. If he ever wants to force the lock again, he'll have to use a harder crowbar. Sometimes I'm so deeply buried under self-reproaches that I long for a word of comfort, to help me dig myself out again. This week I've been reading a lot and doing little work. That's the way things ought to be. That's surely the road to success. Who knows, perhaps he doesn't care about me at all and look at the others in just the same way. How true Daddy's words were when he said, "All children must look after their own upbringing." Parents can only give good advice or put them on the right paths, but the final forming of a person's character lies in their own hands. In the future, I'm going to devote less time to sentimentality and more time to reality. Ordinary people don't know how much books can mean to someone who's cooped up. It must be awful to feel you're not needed. Love, what is love? I don't think you can really put it into words. Love is understanding someone, caring for him, sharing his joys and sorrows. This eventually includes physical love. You've shared something, given something away, and received something in return, whether or not you're married, whether or not you have a baby. Losing your virtue doesn't matter. As long as you know that for as long as you live, you'll have someone at your side who understands you, and who doesn't have to be shared with anyone else. Those who have courage and faith shall never perish in misery. I can't let them see my doubts, or the wounds they've inflicted on me. We aren't allowed to have any opinions. People can tell you to keep your mouth shut, but it doesn't stop you from having your own opinion. Even if people are still very young, they shouldn't be prevented from saying what they think. I've reached the point where I hardly care whether I live or die. The world will keep on turning without me. I can't do anything to change events anyway. Sometimes I believe that God wants to try me, both now and later on. I must become good through my own efforts, without examples and without good advice. I am currently in the middle of a depression. I couldn't really tell you what set it off, but I think it stems from my cowardice, which confronts me at every turn. I know what I want. I have a goal, an opinion. I have a religion and love. Let me be myself and then I am satisfied. I know that I am a woman with inward strength and plenty of courage. Earning happiness means doing good and working, not speculating and being lazy. Laziness may look inviting, but only work gives you true satisfaction. I've learned one thing: you can only really get to know a person after a row. Only then can you judge their true character. I do my best to please everybody, far more than they'd ever guess. I try to laugh it all off, because I don't want to let them see my trouble. I think it's odd that grown-ups quarrel so easily and so often, and about such petty matters. Up to now I always thought bickering was just something children did, and that they outgrew it. Everyone has inside of him a piece of good news. The good news is that you don't know how great you can be, how much you can love, what you can accomplish, and what your potential is. If I read a book that impresses me, I have to take myself firmly in hand before I mix with other people. Otherwise, they would think my mind rather queer. I love you, with a love so great that it simply couldn't keep growing inside my heart, but had to leap out and reveal itself in all its magnitude. I wish to go on living, even after my death. Who else but me is ever going to read these letters? The young are not afraid of telling the truth. Writing in a diary is a really strange experience for someone like me. Not only because I've never written anything before, but also because it seems to me that later on neither I nor anyone else will be interested in the musings of a 13-year-old schoolgirl. Oh well, it doesn't matter. I feel like writing and I have an even greater need to get all kinds of things off my chest. This is a photograph of me as I wish I looked all the time. Then I might have a chance of getting in Hollywood. You must work and do good, not be lazy and gamble if you wish to earn happiness. Laziness may appear attractive, but work gives satisfaction. Sympathy, love, fortune. We all have these qualities, but still tend to not use them. It's really a wonder that I haven't dropped all my ideals, because they seem so absurd and impossible to carry out. Yet I keep them because, in spite of everything, I still believe that people are really good at heart.